Ever diagnosed with any type of like mental illness or any type of diagnosis, any type of learning disability, anything like that?
I have a crazy problem.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Grab a seat, take a pen. We're going to take notes because today we're talking about the State of the Union. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it. Brace yourself, America. Brace yourself, America. This is one of those situations that is the exception to the rule. Typically, there's policies, procedures, bylaws, principles, everything that I'm gonna say a chief, commander in chief would have to adhere to. But things are different. Things are really, really different. And I don't want to be careful. I want to be real. The military does not have an option. Your sons and daughters don't get to pick and choose what instructions, what orders they should and can and cannot adhere to. They have to follow orders no matter what. That's what they're trained to do. And when you have a deep understanding of that there's people that make decisions, i.e., Trump, that has the final say, that can go around Congress, skip around, bypass that wall, that protocol, and do whatever the hell he wants to do. If your kids, if your husbands, if your daughters, if your family members, the innocent, are going to war, we got to get behind them. We have to get behind them. It has nothing to do with whether you're left or right. You got to get behind them. Before we get into it, let me lighten the mood a little bit. We're going to have a hell of a time tomorrow for Party in the Chat. Listen, a $250 cash prize is on the line for tomorrow night. Show up for Party in the Chat. We are not going to talk about hot topics. We're not doing any of that. You are coming to prove that you are smarter than a fifth grader, and we are going to give you some basic ass spelling words to see who's actually smarter than a fifth grader. All are welcome. All you have to do is click the link, come up. You have to be on camera. That's the only way we can guarantee that you are not cheating. You have to be on camera tomorrow if you want to play the game, and you will get your money in real time. We've done it before here. And when I tell you this is one of the funniest things to hear adult spelling, man, if you want a good laugh, if you just want to let your hair down, man, there's a lot of serious things going on in the world. And maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. I can't spell worth a damn, but this sounds like something that I can just get involved with. I'm going to have a good time tomorrow on Monday night. I'm going to get me a nice glass of wine. I may even get me, for the men, a nice cold beer and just come on in and test my spelling skills. Then this one is for you. We want to see you tomorrow. Make sure you pull up. We are having an adult spelling bee $250 to the winner. The winner takes all, no questions asked. We're going to send it to you in real time. That's it. That's all. Tomorrow night, all right, for Party in the Chat. For Party in the Chat. That's what we're doing over here. But welcome. I don't want to keep you here long. I just wanted to come and I really want to talk about the State of the Union. Brace yourself, America. We got a problem. We have a big problem because this is one of the first times that we've done things out of order. Yeah, it is. Typically, there's things we do, and there's a way that we do it. And let me say this. People have a job to do. People have a job to do, whether we believe, no matter what side we feel like we represent, what part of the fence, what side of the fence we stand on. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it a little bit, we're not a political page, right? But you don't have to be a political page to talk about the uncertainties that we're all experiencing in real time. And what I would like the goal to be is for just a group of people to come together who don't know what the hell is going on, who have no idea what the hell is going on in real time. And before I get into my spiel or give you just kind of my thoughts and my ideology, let me play you a little bit of what President Trump had to say regarding where we are today. And this is Trump. He announces U.S. and Israel strikes on Iran, major combat operations underway. This was prior to the strike. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the... A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations Iranian in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American...
Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. It seems to be a little bit of overlap. Let's take it from the top.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Iranian regime. Our objective is to defend the American people by...
Hold on. This is where it gets tricky. This damn technology, when there is like reels and reels and reels. Let me just start here. I don't know if you know it. I don't know if you realize it, but let's start here. I got something to say. Give me 1 second. Now, why would they do that? But here's where we're going with this.
Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father...
I don't know why it's going. Maybe YouTube is flagging videos. Let's start all over. Let's try again.
They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters. They're watching our every...
We are going to war with or without your approval. We are going to war with or without your permission. And he said, if you do not stand down, if you do not back off, somebody else will be raising your sons and daughters. Let me explain something to you. That works two ways. That works both ways. If you think that a small country like Iran will sit back and take what's being dished out to them, you have another thing coming. This is real. This is happening in real time. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. But because of the men and women that are being deployed without a say-so, minorities, men, women, yellow, black, brown, that are being deployed, and they have to go, I have to fall in line. I encourage you. This isn't about who you support. This is beyond the president. We've already lost innocent lives. Take a look at this. F-22 Raptor. This is the pilot in command. We salute you. As he prepares to protect this country. This is what's happening in real time. Military receive orders. They don't get to contest. They don't get to sit home like constituents and complain. They don't get to say what the hell you're doing. They have to put their lives on the line. Here we go. That gave me chills. That's a man of color. Pilot in command of one of the best military aircrafts there are. There are women that are out there putting their lives on the line. So, I'm conflicted, but you don't have time to be conflicted when you have a regime or a commander in chief that feels like he's above policy and procedure. Here we go. The United States Army has deployed four platoons to the Middle East to an urgent mission aimed at reinforcing regional security and expanding rapid response capabilities and escalating tensions. They don't get a choice. We got to get behind it. This is what it looks like in real time. They don't get a choice. This is crazy to me. And we go on about our lives. While some of you are worried about the lives of your children, your husbands, your wives, your nephews, your nieces, your cousins, your sisters, your brothers. And those of us, we sit back and we complain and we complain. Now is not the time to complain. I am not trying to convince you one way or the other. My only thing is, I have decided to use the right energy to get behind the people that serve this country, the people that have no choice but to put their lives on the line. This is very serious. My support is not in support of the commander in chief. It's in support of the innocent, and the military is innocent, even if it's the opposition. They don't have a choice. They don't get to call and make that order. They follow instructions. Prayers to all parties involved. And let's be clear. Let me show you how serious this is. This is breaking news.
Breaking.
Hold on. Let me start it all over. Give me one
Sickening.
This is how serious this is.
We are following some breaking news. This is from the New York Post saying Iran issues a sickening assassination threat against Trump. Quote, this time it will not miss the target.
So we're hearing just a little while ago, the IRGC has threatened to assassinate Donald Trump, while we're hearing that there's a lot of military movement happening in the Middle East regarding the United States, as we're hearing that war could be imminent. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest headlines. I'm going to be sharing with you the live feed so you can see it for yourself. Iran issues a sickening assassination threat against Donald Trump. This time, it will not miss the target, they say. Here's another one coming out. Iran State TV threatens Donald Trump. The bullet will not miss. Iran taunts Trump with an assassination threat, shares chilling image from his Pennsylvania rally. Now, while this is going on, we're hearing that Trump warns U.S. will take very strong action if Iran hangs their protesters. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the live feed coming out. We're hearing that they did not hang that individual today, but we are hearing the U.S. is evacuating troops from the Middle East bases as Trump weighs Iranian strike. We're hearing the movement taking place in the Middle East could be in preparation for those strikes, as some are saying war could be imminent. U.S. is evacuating troops from airbase in Qatar ahead of possible Iran military action.
It's too late. It's too late. Let me tell you why I say that. That's a whole different level of masculinity that the U.S. is not used to. That's a whole different level of a threat that the U.S. is not used to. That's a whole different level of a culture of man that the U.S. is not used to. Men that will wild out for their culture. Men that will lay their lives down on the line. Men that have no respect for anything other than their culture, their religious belief, and law and order. It's too late. You can't, there is no way. Those people have issued a threat. Iran says it plans on assassinating Trump. They said the missiles you saw, oh, those are stock. What is it? Those missiles are old. We're just testing. We're just having a good time with you. But we're about to up the ante. The game has been activated. We have something you've never seen before, and we will not miss. When those men speak, I would caution you to listen. So when I say we got to get the right power and the right energy behind our troops, this has nothing to do with Trump. This has nothing to do with being a Republican. This has nothing to being, in my opinion, this has nothing to do with being a liberal, a Democrat, yes, an independent, left, right, white, wrong, whatever. We've got to have the right energy for the men and women that are being forced to fight, period, whether they want to or not. Whether they want to or not. They gotta go. They've been called. And listen, according to ABC News, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries released a statement after President Trump announced a major combat operation against Iran on Saturday, saying that Trump failed to seek congressional authorization before the strike. That means he's doing whatever the fuck he wants to do with your life and my life and your life and the kids' life and the young men and women that have enlisted in the armed forces. According to House Minority Leader, he says Donald Trump failed to seek congressional authorization prior to striking Iran. Instead, the president's decision to abandon diplomacy and launch a massive military attack has left American troops vulnerable to Iran's retaliatory actions. And let me tell you something about those people. They don't come to play. They came to slay. They don't play fair. They don't play fair. That's all I'm saying. So as for me, in my house, I salute the military. I salute the armed forces. I salute our men and women that are serving, whose lives have been placed on the line. who are in very, very vulnerable positions right now, right? Who may be scared to death. You don't have to be a political analyst to come together as a community and talk about what the hell is happening, to ask questions, right? Hell, I think, listen, Congress is asking what nobody knows what the hell is going on. We're all lost. And that's the good thing about a lay person like you and I. I can say, I don't know what the hell is going on. They don't have that flexibility. They have to show up and be professional. But at the same time, they're in the same boat as us. They have little to no information. They don't know what the hell is going on either. They're being left out of the meeting before the meeting and the meeting after the meeting. Some people feel like it's good. We have to clean house. But when you have a country of men who feel like sacrificing their lives to be a martyr is the highest honor, they have absolutely nothing to lose. I believe they're going to attempt to make good on their threat to assassinate President Donald Trump. That's what I believe. Let's take a look at it again.
We are following some breaking news. This is from the New York Post saying Iran issues a sickening assassination threat against Trump. Quote, this time it will not miss the target.
So we're hearing just a little while ago, the IRGC has threatened to assassinate Donald Trump, while we're hearing that there's a lot of military movement happening in the Middle East regarding the United States, as we're hearing that war could be imminent. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest headlines. I'm going to be sharing with you the live feed so you can see it for you.
And it very well could be imminent. I'm sorry. But these individuals are U.S. military. These are the U.S. Marines warmed. Oh, no, I didn't show you that one. I didn't show you that one. Let me show you the U.S. Marines warming up for unleashing the U.S. double dog on Iran. Now, these people are going, and they may not come home. Trump is going to be okay. His children are going to be fine. Your children may not. Your family members that are enlisted to serve may not. Here you go, U.S. Marines warming up for unleashing the U.S. double dog on Iran. May God bless them and protect them. This is the U.S. Marine Corps. They're ready and they're standing by to protect your freedom all over the world. So I'm going to need you to put the line dancing up. I'm going to need you to quit worried about what T.I. and 50 Cent got going on. I'm going to need you to really focus on shit that matters. Okay? If you understand what's really happening in the world, there are no rules right now because our president of the United States has bypassed law and order. When you go to a different country, right, wrong, or indifferent, and you kill the power grid and you turn off the electricity to bring another president here from a different country because you have beef with him, and you pluck him here, and then you send the military to strike, and you bypass Congress, courtesies are off the table. Let me show you something that's going to make it make sense. Let me show you something that's going to make it make sense for you. Hold on, or maybe it won't. This is why I say we have to be vigilant, because these people have sworn to strike back. Now, when the U.S. has the audacity, and I got to stand behind them, the military, I have to stand behind the military. The military is innocent too. They're innocent bystanders, but they are bystanders that are willing to fight to protect the freedom of American citizens and protect the lives of American citizens. And in doing so, there will be lives lost. There have been lives lost. But let me show you something. Just so that you understand the gravity of the situation. Toot Latrice says civilian targets is a huge violation of NATO and moral codes of war. Well, guess what? It's gone out the window. Let me show you something, Toot. This is what I mean. They just hit an all-girls school. And as a result, a Fairmont hotel in Dubai was hit as an Iran-Israel tensions escalate. They were hit. That's tourist. That's a nice area in downtown. This could be your city, my city. Nobody probably thought that their lives were going to be lost in a 5-star hotel. This is the catastrophe and devastation that we are witnessing in real time for those of you that are tuned in. So that's why I say, I don't know if you guys are plugged in. This is a luxury hotel on fire in Dubai. In a shocking news update, the Fairmont Hotel was reportedly hit by a missile during Iran's retaliation strikes. They said, fuck your rules. That's what they're saying. You come for us, we're coming for you. We're coming for your hotels. We're coming for your tourist attractions. We are coming. And Toot, I understand what you're saying. But they're saying since the rules are off the table and you started it, that's what they're saying. Civilian targets are up for grabs. Although it's a huge violation, so is what your president is doing. The moral codes have been removed. The game has been activated, folks. America, we have a problem. We have a problem. So for me, as I'm watching and as I'm researching and I'm bringing myself up to speed about the casualties, what's happening, and there is so much happening that, listen, nobody really knows what's going on. We're all catching up in real time, even the other politicians in Congress, because according to Congress again, right? And we talked about it, they're saying, listen, Trump failed to seek congressional authorization prior to striking. He made a deal with Israel, and they're kind of off doing their own damn thing. It's no different than a child that you think, hey, mom, dad, I'm going to go off to the game. And you get a call and you think they're at the game or at the basketball game or at swimming, and they're way somewhere else in danger. That's Congress thought, hey, we had no idea. We didn't know. So based on that, right, when we think about what's happening, I have no choice. I've made up my mind. Watch this. But to get behind the men and women that serve, they don't have a choice, you guys. They didn't ask for this. They're responding to the commander-in-chief. They're obeying the commander-in-chief. These are men and women. Men and women, the U.S. Marines, the Army. Let me play it again. The U.S. military, the Army, look, the Navy, the greatest force in the world. Listen, Navy. The dogs. I salute you. The canines. We are at war. Warships are being deployed. We've already sank 5 Navy ships of Iran. Are y'all plugged into what's happening right now? They said they will retaliate. We've sank 5 of their ships in the last 5 hours. Men and women on board. We drowned them. Do you not think they are going to retaliate? Let me play this again. The dogs don't have a choice. For those of you that are animal people, this is happening. And if you think the canines, listen, prayers to all of us that serve us in the United States military, including our canine officers, our Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, the Special Forces. We're out there. It's happening. I have the utmost respect. This is a lot. I knew it was happening. I just didn't know to what extent. And some of these men and some of these women will not be returning home. They will not be returning home. We've already taken a hit. We've already lost a few of those that have served this country in the past 24 hours. If you have not been paying attention, this is not a segment for fear. This is simply to bring us all together, to bring a sense of awareness, to say, listen, in the next few months, I would avoid large crowds. I would avoid primary spaces and places. Move about the cabin. But we just saw Iran launch a missile on a hotel, a luxury hotel in Dubai. These people are not playing with us. They're not playing with Donald Trump. And they said, if you do not, Russia, China has threatened us. Trump says that Iran's naval headquarters have been destroyed and 9 of their naval ships. I said 5. I thought it was 5 we sunk. I'm sorry. I was off. 9 of their naval ships have been sunk. He said, we're going after the rest. They will soon be floating at the bottom of the sea. It's all fun and games until it happens to us. See, Trump is going to be fine, but I do believe that Iran will continue to make good on a threat to assassinate him. It may not be today. I'm not saying they're going to be successful, but I don't think this is one of those things that he'll be able to get out of, and neither will the American people. And let me show you in real time. Don't take my word for it. Trump just released his statement. Here it is, right here. He says, I have just been informed that we have destroyed and sunk 9 Iranian naval ships, some of them relatively large and important. We're going after the rest. They will soon be floating at the bottom of the sea. Also, in a different attack, we largely destroyed their naval headquarters. Other than that, their Navy is doing very well. President Donald J. Trump.
At this hour, Trey?
Yes, Sandra, we just got this in literally 2 minutes ago, but Fox News can confirm that Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead following Israeli strikes against his compound and location earlier today. A senior Israeli official confirming this news. Earlier tonight, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu describing the strikes not only against the supreme leader, but against much of the Iranian leadership.
News for us at this hour, Trey?
Yes, Sandra, we just got this in literally 2 minutes ago, but Fox News can.
I sit back. I try to be fair. I try to understand the bigger picture. But sometimes I look at our president and I said, I can't help but to question if this is like a big video game. If this is like a big video game to you. A missile strike hits an all-girls school in the southern Iran, leaving dozens of girls dead. See, it's not their daughters. It's not their sons. It's the locals, the citizens, the constituents, our daughters, our kids, our husbands, our wives, the canines. And this is the devastation. Iran is not, they said, since President Trump is not playing fair, neither will we. And that's what we have.
What I can say is new right now. We're just getting word that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia says they will join the U.S. in the operation against the Islamic Republic of Iran. They said that this comes in the wake of Iran attacking the U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. I just spoke to a senior U.S. official who said the Iranians made a big mistake by firing on Arab coalition partners. Now they are likely to respond. So by Iran firing missiles at UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan, they are now likely to fire back at Iranian targets. So those coalition partners are now going to enter this operation that started off as a U.S.-Israeli operation. That is very, very significant, and we haven't seen that happen in the past. The U.S. military has been focusing on high-value targets, I'm told, the IRGC, significant facilities. What I can say is new right now.
All right. So we have more breaking news, y'all. These things are coming in. We can't even keep. I'm telling you, Congress doesn't even know what's going on. So don't feel bad if you're here today and you're like, what the hell is going on? Typically, I keep up with politics. Typically, I feel like I have my finger on the pole, on the button. I have a sense of what's happening. Nobody does at this point. Nobody does at this point. It's reckless leadership at this point, whether you're on the side of the right or the left. China, Russia, North Korea have condemned Israel airstrikes on Iran and call Ali, how do I say his name? How do I say this man's name? Ali Khamenei's murder a cynical violation. Iran threatens to hit back, and Donald Trump says, well, we're going to hit you with a force that you've never seen before. This is boys. These are boys roughhousing, doing whatever the hell they want to do at the expense of American lives and the lives of citizens, innocent people, including the military. The military is innocent too. They just operate on orders. They don't have a choice. Let's get into it. Boys, you have Putin. As President Donald Trump returns threats to Iran, China, Russia, and North Korea, condemns the airstrikes launched by the U.S. and Israel, killing Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Did I say that right? Khamenei? In the early hours of Saturday, February 28th. Yesterday, y'all, in the early hours, the United States and Israel carried out Operation Epic Fury, which followed weeks of tension and repeated warnings from President Trump over Iran's nuclear program. Trump said the U.S. was undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. Here's the thing. I get the concern. I get the need to neutralize a threat of dictatorship, but is not what you're doing symbolic of dictatorship? When you have Congress said that you've bypassed authorization to declare war, is that not the same thing? After the attack, Israeli officials confirmed the death of Iran's Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who ruled for 35 years, making him one of the longest serving leaders in the world. Trump later vowed to continue aggressive attacks until there is peace in the Middle East and the rest of the world. In the early hours of Sunday, that's today, March 1st, Trump claimed Iran issued threats. However, he told them it would be best advised to not act upon those threats. As Trump returned threats to Iran, Russia's Vladimir Putin called Khamenei's murder a cynical violation of all norms of human morality and international law. Kim Jong called the attack an illegal act of aggression, adding that the two allies' military actions were shameless and gangster-like conduct. It is. It is. If there's rules of engagement, we need to adhere to it, because what if they decide to come over here? We're in trouble. We are in trouble. But I don't want you to be fear-based. I just want you to be aware of what's happening around you. Iran responded by sending a missile to the town square in Dubai to a luxury hotel. What does that mean? Donald Trump said, Iran just stated, he tweeted, we're tweeting about war. What have the world come to? But listen, President Donald J. Trump just tweeted, Iran just stated that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they've ever hit before. They're going to make good on that. The question is, where are they going to hit? He said they better not do that. However, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Here's the thing. You sunk 9 of their Navy ships. Sir, they're going to hit back. They have every right to. Donald J. Trump goes on to say, I have just been informed that we have destroyed and sunk 9 Iranian naval ships, some of them relatively large and important. I read that. Let's go to the next tweet. Putin sent a message of condolences to President Masoud Pezeshkian and Iran's leadership over the assassination of the supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, calling the killing a cynical murder. You can't just go over there and start killing men that you don't like. That is murder. It's unjustified. It doesn't matter if you're a white man that's in control of the United States of America. There are rules of engagement. There's a strategy on how we go to war. You can't just use your privilege to go all around the world. And if you really look at it, it's an act of not only terrorism, but racism. You're going to these countries with people of color and you are murdering, slaughtering their leaders. Do y'all get what's happening? Even if they're bad people, there's a way we have to do it. Because if they come over here and infiltrate the United States of America and start snatching up the women and children here, I'm just saying. It's a lot. We've made enemies. The game has been activated. There's no turning back. You sink 9 naval ships and you think everybody's just going to go to brunch and sing Kumbaya? You are crazy. You are crazy. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but I assure you they are coming. They will get their lick back.
סיימתי עכשיו פגישה עם שר הביטחון, הרמטכ"ל וראש המוסד. נתתי הנחיות להמשך המערכה. אתמול חיסלנו את הרודן חמינאי, יחד איתו חיסלנו עשרות מבכירי משטר הדיכוי. כוחותינו עולמים עכשיו בלב טהרן בעוצמות הולכות וגוברות, וזה רק ילך ויתגבר עוד יותר במהלך הימים הקרובים. ועם זאת, אלה ימים כואבים. אתמול כאן בתל אביב, ועכשיו בבית שמש, איבדנו אנשים יקרים. ליבי יוצא למשפחות, ואני שולח בשם כולכם אזרחי ישראל, איחולי החלמה לפצועים. אנחנו במערכה שבה אנחנו מביאים את כל כוחו של צה"ל, כפי שלא היה מעולם, למערכה הזאת, כדי להבטיח את קיומנו ועתידנו. אבל אנחנו מביאים למערכה הזאת גם את סיועה של ארצות הברית, את ידידי, נשיא ארצות הברית דונלד טראמפ, את צבא ארצות הברית, ושילוב הכוחות הזה, סיימתי עכשיו פגישה עם שר הביטחון, הרמטכ"ל.
Y'all, this is bad. Listen, pray for our troops. Pray for our military. Iran has just struck. They're going lick for lick. They're standing on business. This is reports of a huge Iranian retaliatory strike. They just struck a U.S. air base in Qatar. They're going, listen, have you ever seen two men duke it out without introducing a gun or a knife? And they both got badass hand combat. They're going lick for lick. This is what's happening. Innocent lives are being lost. Prayers to all parties involved. Special prayers to our military, our armed forces, our men and women that serve, the canine officers. I know a lot of you don't like the dogs, but they're specially trained to sniff bombs and also protect and serve the freedom of this country. They are going toe to toe with us. And Iran, for those of you that are tuning in, is a very small country. Very small country. You could have wiped them out strategically by receiving permission to go to war. Once again, the Marines are getting ready. Y'all, they're saying we have to prepare for domestic threats. We've broken and defied all rules and regulations. Let's take a listen, and then I'm going to open up the lines.
Officials on edge over possible threats to the homeland.
George, the U.S. military campaign adds to perhaps the most dangerous threat environment since 9/11. History suggests there's reason for concern. U.S. officials in recent years have identified a number of Iran-inspired plots, including an alleged plan to kill President Trump, as well as others that have targeted journalists and dissidents living here who oppose the regime.
Do you hear that? They are coming here. They're saying we are going to make good on our threat. We are coming there. And I cannot find my video where the leader of Iran said, we're coming to get you, Trump, and we're not going to miss. And they sent him a video of them being present at his Pennsylvania appearance. They're saying, we're there. We've always been there. If I could just touch the hem of your garment, I want you to know we're there. Everywhere you go, every step you take, every move you make. We've been watching you. We are here. We always have been. We won't miss. They are here. They sent him video footage of how close they've been to him. Let's continue.
This morning, there's evidence that U.S. law enforcement is taking this threat seriously, of operatives from Iran and sympathizers as well. The FBI has put all counterterrorism and counterintelligence teams on high alert. Sources tell me the FBI is planning to step up surveillance of suspected Iranian operatives, and the Secret Service is increasing security of President Trump, Vice President Vance, and all the living former presidents. In addition, Homeland Security officials yesterday issued a bulletin warning police that Iran.
All right. Listen, we are officially at war. If you don't believe me, I don't know where you've been. We are officially at war. President Trump announced to the United States of America that we have officially gone to war with Iran. People, wake up. Wake your asses up. We don't give a damn about no 50 cents and T.I. Who cares right now? Wake up.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. A short time ago, the United States military began
Here we go. And
major combat
Iran came
operation.
back. Give me 1 second. Iran came back and said, we got something for you. We are going to hit. We're going to light up your military bases. You hit us, we're going to hit you back. And they did just that. They made good on their word by hitting our military base in Qatar.
اون بابایی که با نخوت و غرور نشسته اونجا راجع به همه دنیا قضاوت میکنه او هم بدانه که معمولاً مستبدین و مستکبران عالم از قبیل فرعون و نمرود و رضاخان و محمد رضا و امثال اینها وقتی که در اوج غرور بودند سرنگون شدند. این هم سرنگون خواهد شد. اون بابایی که
So this is what I'll do. I'll translate what he's saying, and not because I'm so good, just because there's captions. So I'm going to turn off the volume and I'm going to tell you what he's saying. I'm going to take it from Islamic and translate. I'm going to turn off the sound. That Trump will be overthrown. He's sitting there in arrogance and pride, judging the whole world. He should know that usually the tyrants and arrogant people of the world, such as Pharaoh, Nimrod, Reza Khan, Muhammad Khan, and the like, were overthrown when they were at the height of their pride. This one will also be overthrown, and the people are cheering. He's making good, and he's using biblical principles. Pride cometh before the fall. Y'all, that's spiritual. That's a biblical principle. He's just saying pride cometh before the fall. We will get you. And surely you should know if you are exactly who you say you are, Mr. White Man, but your pride and your arrogance keeps you seated high, judging the world around you, making you feel this false sense of confidence, as if you can come and do what you want to do, as if you're indispensable, just like the heads you take off and you hold in your town square, surely yours shall be held in front of your country. America, we have a problem. We have a serious problem. Your sons and daughters were not raised to fight like our sons and daughters. Your sons and daughters, he said, are arrogant. They're privileged. They have no idea what it feels like to really feel deeply embedded for their country. They're not ready to go to war. They're not ready to put their lives on the line. No. You're not built like this. You sit on high and you look low, and your arrogance has fooled you into thinking you can do whatever it is that you think you want to do, but that comes with a price, and we will make good on our threats. Y'all, that's some masculine type shit. Coco Mochi, we thank you for your $20 super sticker. Thank you for your support of the channel. Chocolate Suki, we thank you for your $10 super sticker. You said, I think this administration failed to realize that they may or may not have activated the sleeper cells that could potentially exist in our backyard. Yet again, they do exist. I'm looking for the video I just saw before I got online. I'm not sure if I saved it, but I'm going to go back and look. They showed him, we've been by. We could have reached out and touched you. Chocolate Suki came up with another $10 super sticker. Said, we tend to forget 911 took 10 plus years before it was executed. Patience and continuous planning is the advantage and one up they have on us. Proactive over a reactive administration. Thank you, Hyra Beauty, for the $5 super chat. She says, Tupac, they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. Ramadan as well and Lent too are the same time. What the hell is happening to humanity? It's called pride. It's called pride. It's called I'll do what I want to do. It's called an emotional country that operates on emotion, hate, even hate against their own. Even hate against their own. E-Boogie, they're calling that an act of terrorist. They said, look what happened last night. I prayed for Austin, Texas. I said, because that's the capital. Did I get that right? Y'all, people were killed in Austin, Texas. I prayed for Austin this morning. I think it was this morning I prayed for him. There's a lot going on. No. We're going to leave it on the screen now. That's my thumbnail. Pride cometh before the fall. And let me see what else I have to share with you before I open up the lines. And I would like to give everyone that would like to just give your opinion or your insight 30 seconds. I can't let you go on and on and on because I just want to keep it short and sweet. I want this to be a very informative conversation. You don't have to know everything that's going on. Hell, the United States of America doesn't know everything that's going on. The military doesn't know everything that's going on. It's following order. We're all lost. This is happening with or without our permission. With or without our permission. I was going to show you something else. Let me see if I have it. Give me 1 second. With or without our permission. A rural area. I know we like to shuck and jive. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to show you. I know we like to shuck and jive and, being in a busy city and these beautiful houses are very attractive. But you know what? Cows and horses don't sound so bad now to me. Rural areas where there's 1 or 2 grocery stores doesn't sound so bad to me in the near future. Being out the way, put up, tucked away doesn't sound so bad to me anymore. But here we go. Let's take a look at this. These are Iranian drones that struck a U.S. military in Iraq. They just hit a U.S. military. They're making good on their promises. This is the second base that they've hit. This was 25 minutes ago. The first one they hit was 3 hours ago. They're striking back, small town or not. They're going toe to toe. And now they have China on board. They have Russia on board. And they have, I forgot the other country. Did I show you the Fairmount Hotel in Dubai? Here we go. Let's take a look. A luxury hotel on fire after being hit by missiles. This is as serious gets. People were probably having brunch, still in bed, preparing to go out to sightsee. I want to take a few callers, and then we will wrap up and get you back to your Sunday dinner. All right? Let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat. And if not, we're good to go. But I just wanted to bring a sense of awareness of what's happening in real time on a very informal level. I am not a political analyst, but at least I feel like, this was an opportunity to use my platform to bring some sense of awareness. That's it. That's all. Instead of just standing by and focusing on the gossip and all of that. That's good. But I just want everybody to be careful over the next couple of weeks. So if you come up, everybody gets about 30 to 45 seconds. Listen to me, 30 to 45 seconds. I've said it. Just be mindful of it. And if not, that's all I got today. Yeah. So I'm making Sunday dinner. This is the time, if you haven't before, pray and be grateful. Ask God to protect your neighborhoods. Extend a prayer to the neighbors around you, the livestock, the rural areas, the people in El Paso, Texas. A couple of weeks ago, they shut down the airspace in El Paso for 10 days, which causes me to say, what the hell is going on in El Paso? There's allegedly a testing site, right? And nowadays there are no secrets. So I want to pray. Or, I don't want to pray, but I encourage you as you sit back today, not from a place of fear, but a place of being proactive. Because when you have a foreign country from the Middle East that says, we're coming for you, whether you like it or not, pray for your area, pray for your city, pray for your neighborhood. The word says the prayers of the righteous advances much. You'd rather be safe than sorry. And with that being said, just remember you got 30 to 45 seconds. Let's take our first caller. Uni Boo, welcome. What are your thoughts?
Hey, QueenShiba. So prayers for everybody. I'm so pissed right now. I feel that's my opinion. I feel like a couple of our president past actually stay in office because of war. They stay longer in office because of war. I feel like he's trying to start war because he's worried about the midterm election. And I feel like it's very white privilege for you to go and bombing people that don't look like you just because you feel like it. And people who did not vote for him, now we getting stuck in this fuckery. And I'm so pissed right now. And I just want everybody to just act accordingly. If you didn't believe us before election that this dude was a piece of shit, now you have proof that he is the entire piece of shit. Bozo the clown need to go. That's it.
All right, all right. Thank you, Uni Boo, for calling in. We appreciate you. And listen, she said, I'm pissed off. It feels so unfair. How did I get in this? What can we do? I see a dictatorship at play. I see the socialization of dictatorship. And if you understand, people, the psychology of socialization, you don't just come in and do something. You socialize it. You groom it. You pass it around the room. Have you ever seen someone just give you a bottle or force you to take a bottle of perfume or cologne? No, they're going to spray it, sniff it, smell it. Tell me what you think. You like it? You're not? Well, let me show you a different one. You socialize. It's called social. Let me socialize the idea under the guise. And he could be correct. There could be a little bit of truth. Two things could be happening. There could be a little bit of truth and lies. Maybe Iran was preparing to establish a dictatorship. Maybe they were preparing massive weapons of destruction, but there's a way you go about it. And if I allow you to establish a dictatorship to eliminate a threat, which you deem as a dictatorship, it's still a dictatorship taking down a dictatorship. But if I socialize it to you, by the time you realize it, guess who's coming to dinner? Thank you. Miss B. Whitfield says, thank you. I am enjoying the show. Is there anybody else that would like to come and speak and just give your thoughts? You don't have to be an expert in politics. You're a citizen. Wherever, don't have to be a U.S. citizen. The fact that you have your own thoughts or your own questions is good enough. Welcome, Be More B. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I was looking while listening to Midas earlier. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say another creator's name on your podcast, sorry. But he was reading Epstein files, and this was in the Epstein files. He read these for almost verbatim. that Epstein said that this is what Trump would do when he was pinned against the wall, when it got too hot. He would take us to war.
Elaborate. We're listening.
He said that it's almost like cornering a mouse, and that that this would be Trump's way. If Trump goes down, he's taking everyone with him. He will decimate America. He will bring everything down. He's not going down by himself. And if things got too hot, then he would take us to war to distract from the Epstein files, from what he's done in there, that he will burn everything down to the ground to protect that information.
Well,
and they actually read it from the files.
Well, you're not too far off, because Iran issued a threat, a hacking threat. And what they said is, if you don't back down, we're going to release the videos of you in the act with minors. So whether Jeffrey Epstein is alive, dead, somewhere else, it may be, or it could be, that he covered his tracks and sent copies upon copies upon copies, because Iran said the same thing, B more B.
Yep.
I just didn't want to play it over here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
My
I'm
apologies.
hyping you up. I'm saying you're absolutely right, because Iran just said the same thing.
Yeah. It's all about him. He doesn't care about us. It's all about protecting himself, his money. But if we're all blown up, who's he protecting? Everyone's going to be, he's just despicable. He's evil. He's such an evil man. Actually, I'm elevating him by calling him a man. He's an evil monster, truly. And we just have to pray with our whole heart for our brothers and sisters,
men and women,
to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When I say brothers and sisters, I mean men and women, adult children alike. And I fear for a lot of my family that's in the military. It just, what he's done to this country is just despicable. It's heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. I don't even like looking at the news, because it's just, it's beyond.
Well, here's the thing. Now's not the time to cower down, because we got to stand up in spirit. We have to stand up in truth. We have to stand up in powerful thoughts for the military.
Yeah. Yes.
Have to. They didn't have a choice. They follow orders. The men and the women, they don't have a choice. They have to submit to leadership, right? So if we can't do anything else, don't feel helpless just yet. Let's pray for a ceasefire. That's the first thing we can start. And then we can cover all major cities where we feel like they have probably the highest economic value. Because if you think about, from a business structure, war is business, right?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Where would they try to cripple you in the US? So then you start to pray for those cities, those systems, those infrastructures. Then you pray for neighborhoods, and you start until you run out of breath, and you make a list, and you cover and you cover and you cover and you cover. And listen, you don't have to be a Christian or a religious person to send out a positive thought, because it could happen to anybody. And just because you're a Republican and or a Democrat, an independent, a left or right, or red, brown or blue, missiles do not have a name. And we just saw them strike a luxury hotel in the middle of a town square. That's all I'm saying. So anywhere is a good place to start. Go ahead.
My workplace is so diverse. We have quite a few Muslims and Christians and we have Jewish people. I hope when I go to work tomorrow, it's not, people walking on eggshells, because this is going to be a test of for everyone. Truly, it is.
All right.
But
Well,
thank you very much for letting me come up. You have a lovely
You're
day.
very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming up to share your thoughts. Be more B.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Zena, you're up next. But Zena, you got a lot going on in the background. I had to mute you. So make sure you get ready. I'm going to call on you in 10 seconds. Go ahead and prepare yourself, Zena. Before I go to Zena, I would like to respond to a comment in the chat. This is Mia. Mia, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm just go with Mia 5586. Mia says, I feel like if that's true, they would have done it. I believe the tapes exist, but they don't have them. Mia, they've made good on every threat so far, and they just released the threat of releasing the videos of him this morning. Every threat so far, the threats that they've issued, they've made good on it, from the military bases and everything else. We just got to sit back, relax, and watch. Zena, welcome. What are your thoughts?
Hi, Queen and Palace. My heart is real heavy right now. And my great nephew just retired from the Army 20 years at 39 years old in May of last year. Then I had another nephew that was bullied so bad in basic training, he didn't make it. And my sister and I had a discussion this morning about it. And I just sat here and I just started thanking God. But then I started praying so hard because all those young military, you're putting them in hell. I just don't understand why this is all happening. And me personally, myself, if anyone wants to send me all of the Epstein files unredacted, I will put that crap out there. And because this is what this war is all about. It's all about Epstein. It's all about our election that's coming up. It's about things that is putting all of America in danger. And I'm terrified. And I thank you so much for allowing me to come up. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And that's Zena, everybody. Zena, we appreciate you coming up and just sharing your thoughts. Y'all, we keep it real over here. It's just an impromptu session. I felt like listen, we're just people coming together to talk. Hell, we don't know what's going on, but we can come together. And I had a question that flowed through a few seconds ago through the chat while Zena was talking. And this is Verdi Tulu Taylor. She says, Queen, what can we do here in Texas? Austin was hit. I'm in Dallas, downtown at that. What can we do here in Texas? I feel like a sitting effing duck. This is what you do. It doesn't matter if you're in Texas. It doesn't matter where you are. If you are interested, if you even care, you jot down tourist attractions in your state, in your city, and you just say a quick prayer. It doesn't have to be verbal. Send positive thoughts of protection. Positive thoughts of protection, right? And then you think about the booming industries around you or in the next town or city over or in that state, whether it's oil and gas, healthcare. If anybody wanted to cripple anything in the state or city, but they go after, then you say a prayer for that. And then you start to work your way and you give thanks for the infrastructure in your neighborhoods. You ask God to protect your neighborhoods, to protect the innocent people that have to go to work every day, to protect the hotel industry, the travel industry, the airlines, the cruises, the seas, and then that's it. And you leave it alone. But you cannot have a feeling of fear. You got to stand tall and righteous, and you ask him to protect the military. And not only that, you ask him to help the men and women in Congress to get the hell on board, to stand up, to look Trump in the face and say, sit your ass down. We will operate by policies and procedures. And until you've received further authorization to fire another missile, we demand that you cease fire or face impeachment. That's it. That's all. We just need a few good men to let their nuts hang in the United States of America. That's all I got for you. Good day.